We are going to evaluate the limit as n goes towards infinity of the sum as k goes from 0 to n of this quinary. We have 1 over k factorial all over k cubed plus 7k squared plus 14k plus number 8. Okay, I would be recommend to give the chart to see limits. Go ahead, pause this video when you come back to see the full solution. Okay, by the way, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and support the channel by like and comments. So now let's jump into this one. So now the first idea that is coming to our minds, we are going to factor out this one. What's this one look like? We are going to factor out this one. Let's define the function. Let's define f of z, which equals z cubed plus 7z squared plus 14z minus plus 8. So by guessing and checking, if you calculate f of minus 1, which is giving us minus 1 plus 7 minus 14 plus 8, if you calculate this one, is giving us 0. If you have a polynomial and you calculate the output of minus 1, you get 0. You find 0, which means this value is a root of this polynomial. Let's do algorithm division. So by dividing this one by z plus number 1, so we get z cubed plus 7z squared plus 14z plus 8 is divided by z plus number 1, because we get minus 1 is a root of this one. This one is giving us z squared. I get z squared, z cubed here, plus z squared, because this one is multiplied by this one. Subtract this one from this one, I get 6z squared, this is 0. I will be left with 14z plus 8. Also, moving on to the second term, I get this one, divide this one, is giving us 6z, which is giving us 6z squared plus 6z. Then subtracting this one by this one, I get here 8z plus 8. This one divided by this one is giving us 8. We get 8z plus 8. Subtract this one, you get 0 as a reminder. So this one is factorized on this form. So we get f of z equals z plus number 1 factor z squared plus 6z plus 8. If we factor out this one, is giving us z plus 2 factor z plus 4. Okay, now let's get rid of this one and move on to the next step. Now we have determined k cubed plus 7k squared plus 14k plus 8 is going to be factorized on this form. K plus number 1 factor k plus number 2 factor k plus number 4. Okay, let's multiply numerator and denominator by k factorial. I will be ended with 1 over k factorial k plus number 1 factor k plus number 2 factor k plus number 4. Okay, if you take a look at this denominator, we have the consecutive integers here. We have k plus number 1, k plus number 2, but this one is skipped to the k plus number 4, which seems we're missing one term here, which is, let's add this one here. I get k plus number 3. This one, it will be happen if we multiply numerator by k plus number 3. Okay, so if you take a look, this one associated with this k factorial, so this is going to transfer it into k plus number 4 factorial, because if you distribute this one, it's taken as exactly to this one. Okay, so now we get k plus 3 all over k plus number 4 factorial. Then since we get k plus number 4, we get k plus number 3, I'm going to add number 1 and subtract number 1 at the same time. Okay, then split this one into two terms. I get k plus number 4 all over k plus number 4 factorial minus 1 over k plus number 4 factorial, like this. This one will be cancelled out. I will be left with 1 over k plus number 3 factorial minus 1 over k plus number 4 factorial. Okay, if I'm going to apply this sum on this one, I will have telescopic expression. So I get the sum of 1 over k plus number 3 factorial. I'm putting this one under one sum over 1 k plus number 4 factorial. When k it goes from 0 to n. So I'm going to expand this one out by replacing k with 0 as the first term. I get 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4 factorial, like this. So moving on to the second term, I get 1 over 4 factorial minus 1 over 5 factorial. This one is taking us all the way down to 1 over n plus 2 factorial minus 1 over n plus number 3 factorial, plus the last two terms, which is 1 over n plus 3 factorial minus 1 over n plus number 4 factorial, like this. Okay, now we will have a nice cancellation here. This minus 1 over factorial will be cancelled out with this one. This one will be cancelled out with the one after this one, and also this one will be cancelled out with this one. This one will be cancelled out with the one before this one. I will be left only with this one and this one. So this one equals 1 over 3 factorial minus 1 over n plus number 4 factorial, like this. Then I'm going to apply the limit on this one. I get the limit of this sum as k goes from 0 to n, as n goes towards infinity. This of this term, okay, as we have here, which equals 1 over 3 factorial, which is 1 over 6, minus the limit of 1 over n plus number 4 factorial. When n goes towards infinity, it gets 0 here. So I will be left with 1 over 6. So this sum equals 1 over 6. Okay? So I have done this problem. By the way, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and support the channel. And thank you for watching. I will see you next video. Bye.